Welcome, everyone, to Totally Whiskey and Wine. I'm your host, Jason, and, tonight we are going to be rating a Redwood Empire Von Duzen rye. So, without further ado, our rating. Drum roll, please. $76. That is right. We got a 76. This is thus far on episode 3 our highest rated drink yet. So the Redwood Empire, we're rating it on a scale of 0 to 100. We rate on 4 categories: nose, mouthfeel, flavor, and finish. Each one individually gets a score of 1 to 25, and then we add those together, come up with our score for each of us up to 100, and then average them out. So that's 76. Let's see how we got that. We start out with the nose. I personally gave it a 19. I thought this had a really good nose. To me, the only word I could come up with is rose petals, and I know that is completely different from what you guys got, but that's the only thing I can really come up with. What about you, James?
So I gave this one a 21.
Wow, nice.
Predominantly, directional-wise, speaking about whiskeys and bourbons, medicinal. I think this hits medicinal, but I actually get a little odd, little note there of, Smarties, those Smarties candies used to have. And I even find, on the very first nose of it, pickles. Like dill pickles. Crack open a jar of dill pickles, and just they're really subtle notes, but they're there. You get it on your nose, and you give it a word. So
now that you say it,
pickles is the craziest thing. It's just I had to put a word on what I smelled. But yeah, so I gave that a 21 on the nose.
All right, Zach.
So this is a first for me. I gave it a perfect score on the nose, 25.
Wow.
So notes I picked up: sage, peppermint, oak, tangerine, smoke, leather, and what I think you're getting as that Smarties sharp, crisp, acidic smell.
Well, that'd be the pickles, I think. Really.
Well, I put that as have you ever been a new high school in the shitty linoleum floors the whole way through? That chemically smell.
Yeah.
That
Linoleum floor. Okay,
Yes.
that's a new one.
or paint drying.
Okay.
In a room that has slightly wet paint, that smell. But
That
this
chemical smell.
I would pay Yankee Candle $50 a candle for a 3-wick section of this.
Wow.
I would happily do so.
Okay. Okay. He loves it. He loves the nose on that. I got it.
How about your mouthfeel, Jace? Where are you at on the mouthfeel?
Ooh.
For me, it dropped just a hair. Just a hair. It went from 19 to an 18. I did like the mouthfeel. Definitely, in my opinion, better than the average from what I've had. But again, I'm the novice here. I haven't had a ton, so my comparison is small. But it seems a little better than average. I liked it. For me, it sat kind of even on my tongue. And front, back, middle, everything. It was nice. It was kind of smooth in that regard. I enjoyed it.
So I came up with an 18 on that one. I felt it tended towards mouthfeel sweet signs. There's sweet little notes all over my tongue. Sweet notes. I don't find any long lingerings or anything too crazy there.
No.
Just general sweet notes. And maybe that's where that Smarty, sugary, sweet, not pastry sweet, but sugar sweet.
Yes.
Powdered sugar sweet, sweets, sweet notes. is what I get.
Very sweet.
On the mouth, it's sweet.
But
and even.
Yeah, even. It was
Even, yeah.
That's what I got too. Is even on.
It didn't
my
give me
tongue
right
all
at the
over.
front, didn't give me only on the sides,
It
didn't
was
fall down the back.
everywhere.
It kind of got a little bit everywhere. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, and not to sound like a broken record, but even's perfect. I gave this a 20 on the mouth. That's actually my lowest score. I
Wow.
wish it had lived on a little bit longer, given the proof that we're dealing with. The flavors could have kept going, or they could have lived on for just a little bit longer. But overall, this is a fantastic mouthfeel. Smooth, supple, easy to drink. For the proof you're sitting at, what's not to love?
Yeah, I agree. Well, what about let's move on to flavor. So for flavor, again, I had just a tiny bit of a drop. It went to a 17 for me. I enjoyed the flavor. Now, I mean, listening to you guys and now tasting it after we did our initial ratings, I am picking up some of the flavors that you got in the nose that I couldn't identify. And that would adjust my rating, but I have to go with my initial gut feeling on this. And it's just, I enjoyed the flavor. It was better than average. It was not the best I've ever had.
Yeah, so on mine for flavor, I gave it a 17 as well, same as you. I found it average.
Yeah.
Like if only going by flavor, I think it tastes like a lot of other whiskeys, bourbons.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other things that are similar flavor.
Yeah.
I think it really stood out with the nose on it.
Mm-hmm.
It was pleasant. It was pleasant, and it worked for me. But nothing outstanding or nothing underperforming. Average is the word I give.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
So for me, with flavor, I go back up to an incredibly high score again, 23.
Jeez.
So, in addition to the sensory nodes that the nose was picking up, as I put it in my mouth, general round mouth feel, I also got a hint of serrano pepper, where I actually got the general spice, but the herbality that you get out of a note like that, the vegetal note. I've never had a rye do that before. I'm astounded. This is
It's not crazy high proof
I
either.
can't pull that out. That's just lack of experience, I think.
It could also just be up to the individual. I mean,
Maybe.
I am very impressed with this particular whiskey. I'm all for it. 23.
That's impressive.
Cool.
Impressive. So we pull out to the finish now. I will say this is where it lost it for me. It died. It just dropped off. It did not stay with me. It was after I had my sip, it was there and it was gone. And so I only gave it a 10. It was below average in that it just did not stick with me. So I could not, in good conscience, give it higher than that.
Yeah, see, I didn't hit it that hard. I gave it a 15, but same thing. The word is gone.
Yeah.
The word is gone. I drank it, and 3 minutes later, it's not there anymore.
Exactly.
I can't. I have to look at the words of what it tasted like.
Exactly.
To
It doesn't. There's no memory there.
It didn't hang with me.
Yeah.
I have to entirely disagree. This is my second highest rating on the whiskey. It's a 24.
Oh my gosh.
This is like a whistle. You blow into it, it has that loud initial ring of flavor, of burst of energy, and then as you let go of the breath, it just smooths and mellows out throughout the palate. Even now that I'm talking, it's just continuing to sit there on the tip of my tongue. This is something that, don't get me wrong, it doesn't sit there on the side of your mouth.
No.
It doesn't sit there. But it mellows out towards the end of your mouth as you keep going. I think this will live on for a while.
It just came out. I mean, this is brand new.
Yeah, this is
bottle
brand new.
is just out.
Brand
I
new
mean,
thing.
couple
Redwood
months
Empire
plus,
Van Duzen Rye. It is brand new, and
At the time of recording.
yeah, and I think that's the thing. That's where individual tastes come in, and preferences. Is for me, it lost it at that point. It's still overall, it did pretty well. It's still above average by far. But I wasn't.
It's under 100. It's under 100. So you're getting a lot out of a little bit, really. They're stretching their yield pretty far.
What proof are we looking at here?
94. I think it was 94. Yeah, you're getting a lot.
Proof 94. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're getting a lot out of a little bit, so you can get a little bit more yield out of the barrels.
Yeah.
And to have all that still left in it at 94 there's some congratulations there. I think like a cask strength on this, a cask strength would have brought a lot of these other numbers up a lot. I think you would have come up, for me.
I think I'll have to disagree with you entirely. I think if this were any hotter, it'd be smacking you around. I mean,
lose its balance.
I would like to see a little bit more lingering, a little more kick on the sides. That's it. just on the sides of my tongue, just sticking around just a little bit longer.
It's unique though for me. I can't say this is
It's
something.
not bad. It's not bad. I'm not
Redwood's
saying
got a fairly large variety of stuff out right now.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of different bottles out right now.
I mean,
and
they're
yeah,
one of the fastest growing whiskey companies in America.
yeah. And I haven't had anything as bad. I can't say everything is
no.
bad from them. And they have several different. It's not like anything else they have. It's gone a new direction. So I like that. Somebody came over to my house and said, "Hey, I like medicinal." I mean, medicinal comes into me. If you're a big medicinal fan, that's probably a great bottle to choose and try out.
If you're not making them an old fashioned, absolutely.
Yeah. No, this is better than an old fashioned juice. This is sippable juice.
Yeah, but no.
But if you like those medicinal, if you're on the wheel and you're kind of going the medicinal direction,
But
I think this is there. You know,
I'm
so you
sorry,
can funny little
I gotta
labels.
agree with Zach on this. I'm a fan of a good old fashioned, and I think this would make a great old fashioned.
Something we'll have to try.
I really do think it would.
Here to deviate off of you, a Manhattan. It's already a rye.
Yeah,
Fucking
that's
throw
true.
it in,
That's true.
make a Manhattan out of it. In fact, I kind of want to do that.
I don't have the stuff for it. I don't have the stuff to do it, but
We got
we're gonna
plenty
have
there
to do that. We're gonna have to do that another night.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about the Redwood Empire and what you know about it?
So I've already mentioned they're one of the fastest growing whiskey companies in America. They have been steadily climbing up that chart. California is already the largest bourbon producing state, beating Kentucky. Sorry guys, it's true. They factually produce more whiskey. Just generally speaking, California is kind of taking that trend as they're deviating away from wine. People have realized that, hey, California is just good for producing grain in general. Why not make something else? So bourbon's been kind of their thing. But when you're looking at Redwood Empire as a brand, there's a couple of things that stand out. Number one is the lineage of wine that's already been existing. When you're looking at how America has been producing spirits and wines for a long time, you've got either the Appalachian side where we're going through and we're making rye, malted barley-based spirits, stuff like that. And then you have the California wine scene, which generally started by people who immigrated up from Argentina or people from Europe, regardless, along in lineage history. Part of that is that you have two very prominent families involved in this business. Jeff Duckhorn, the nephew of the Duckhorn family, the guy who started it all, is the master distiller on this particular product and all of Redwood Empire for that fact. And then Lauren Pratt's from Pratt's and Hall, one of the biggest names in Chardonnay in the world, is the master blender. So you have already a lineage family.
There's talent there.
who has
They're contributing to what we're getting.
been ingrained in that history. A part of the tapestry of wine has already gone through and started making some amazing whiskeys out of California. Bourbons, ryes, it doesn't matter. They're involved in all of it. Clearly, they have a talent for blending and creating some amazing product and finding amazing product because their original stuff was MGP, but this is all made from them now. And that's why they're having to move their head shop because they're too big for what they had.
I'm glad we got it. I mean, I'm glad to have it. Yeah.
This is one. Even though this isn't one that I have. This isn't the highest that I've rated. This is actually in the middle. My overall score was 64. I would buy this again.
Well,
Well, let's look at the price point. Actually, let's see what is the price point on.
well, I didn't buy this bottle.
Yeah,
yet, so you tell me.
I think we were right at like $100, $98, something like that. So it's a little bit limited to get a hold of right now, but it's been dropping around. A lot of stores are getting it. So.
I think for that price point, though, I would not be disappointed. I would definitely buy it at least once. I would probably buy it again because I just really enjoy the nose and the mouthfeel on it, and the flavor wasn't too bad. It was the finish that did it for me. So it's one of those things that I would enjoy it, but it would just be kind of like I'd drink it and then it'd be gone.
Yeah. For me, it'd be I'd visit it if I'm wanting to go that medicinal direction on my bourbon that night or something.
Yeah.
This is in my collection. That's the most medicinal kind of sweet palated whiskey I have that goes that direction. There's nothing else quite like it. It's not fruity like
Yeah.
Weller. It's not bourbony like heavy bourbon. It's not heavy rye.
Yeah.
It's kind of unique and it's nice to have in a collection.
I
I think something I'll come back to it occasionally.
Yeah.
It would go. I'm trying to think of what it would pair nice with. There's some things that maybe I'd come at the end of the night and say, hey, at a birthday party, I can see you having a glass of this after
Oh,
a
yeah.
birthday party.
Absolutely.
Sweets after having things that are sweets. Not
Absolutely.
heavy smoky stuff, but more sweet stuff. It just goes great with it. Right,
Well,
nice and sweet
just
stuff.
to add one more note to that as to why that makes sense, the mash bill is 67% rye, 31% malted barley, and 2% wheat. The malted barley, I think, is what does this product in the way it does.
Mhm.
When you're looking at the medicinal or herbal qualities that you're getting out of it, that's 100% the malted barley coming into play and really driving forward the fact that it's going to play well with sweets. You've
Yeah.
got the spice, you've got the herbality.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing you're missing is the sweet sensory to create the perfect triangle.
Yep. Some cake pops right there. That's what you need. Cake pops.
Made of pork.
Oh, corn in there.
we just had. All right. So,
Right?
as we said, let's. I had a 64 for my overall. What did you have overall?
Total was 71 for me. I gave it a 71 overall.
I smoked you all 92.
I know
Oh,
you
wow.
would.
Fucking
You
great.
Yeah.
You loved it, obviously. So that is where we sit overall. Our combined rankings, we came up with the 76, which is currently the highest ranked alcohol that we have tested at this point. So if you want to find some good drinks, so far this is the one to beat. Anyway, that'll do it for us for tonight. We hope you enjoyed, and we hope you see you at the next episode. You guys have a good one.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.